And this gentleman, Mark Phillip, parent and representative involved with corporate giving. You are part of London Drugs. Which location, by the way, sir?
The Brentwood location.
Nice over there, isn't it?
Assistant store manager there.
Great people?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's right across from the university. The community's great.
Selling pink shirts.
That's right, lots of them.
Well, let's find out more about these pink shirts, shall we?
Yeah, how did London Drugs get involved in the program?
Well, about 7 years ago, this is our 7th year now that we've been together with the Boys and Girls Club of Calgary and actually all across Western Canada. And we sell the shirts, the official pink shirt for Pink Shirt Day. And the money goes directly to the Boys and Girls Club to support their programs, which we've been talking about this morning. So
New design this year.
yes,
That's pretty cool.
Every year there's a new design. I like this one this year.
This pink shirt says enough.
Enough, yes.
Love it. How much? Well, yeah, why not? How much did these sell for?
$9.80. They're
Okay.
about $10.
And all the money goes
and
back
the money
to
goes to the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah.
You have a personal story. You know, we talk about bullying. We're discussing bullying and how kids have been bullied. But let's be honest, we've all been kids at one point. We may have our own personal story, whether it's a personal one or maybe one that we, somebody who's directly been affected by bullying. Would you mind sharing yours?
Yeah, when I was in junior high school, actually, through grades 7, 8, and 9, I was bullied very severely. It was definitely the worst time of my entire life.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare going to school every day. The bus ride to and from school was just as bad as being at school. I liked school, but I hated going to school. It was terrifying some days to go to school. Kids were awful to me. They would, spitballs. I would get slammed up against lockers, books smacked out of my hands constantly throughout the day, smacked in the back of the head on the bus constantly, just names, ridicule. People don't realize, I don't think, how serious bullying is, and that's why these campaigns are so important, and I'm very glad that there is the awareness on it now, because when I hear people say, oh, that's just part of growing up, or, that's just kids being kids.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not kids being kids. If this type of behavior was happening in your workplace, you call it harassment. And that's exactly what it is in schools. It's harassment. And at a time and an age when, kids are growing, they're hormonal, their bodies are changing, they've got so many other things going on, and to be torn down daily. This is at a time where there was no social media. The nightmare for me is my kids, knowing that, at least when I went home from school, it was over. But now, this stuff follows kids home. And I can't imagine what that would be like to not be able to get away from it.
Carolyn, does the Boys and Girls Club of Calgary address this issue as well too with social media? There's other options of kids harassing other kids. Do you address that as well too with some of the kids, or have those discussions?
Sure. I mean, we talk about anti-bullying all the time. It's really ingrained in the work that we do on a daily basis with our kids. We do have computer programs in our clubs, and social media is also limited, but that doesn't mean that the conversation is limited. We talk about, peaceful resolution, respect, friends, belonging, as you were saying earlier. So we have those conversations on an ongoing basis. Pink Shirt Day is obviously a day where we all come together and we're wearing our pink shirts and we come together as a community and leverage that conversation. But at Boys and Girls Clubs of Calgary, and I'm trusting in the schools as well, that this conversation is ongoing and that our kids are way more aware of it than we ever were when we were little. When that was, my heart breaks when I hear that story.
No kidding. Yeah.
And I know that it happens to kids today, and that's the thing. Like, we can't deny that it does. That's why we still have those conversations in our clubs. And we're anti-bullying zones in our clubs, and it's not just for one day, but it's every day of the year that it's something that we're talking about with our kids. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Mark, how did it end? Like, were there programs in place? Did a teacher come help?
It ended when I went to high school, and I went to a completely different high school than what I was actually zoned to go to. My parents and myself, I just pulled myself right out of the situation so that I didn't end up going to the school where the kids that I'd been with were going. And the impact existed after the fact. Even though I wasn't getting bullied anymore, all through high school, I kept to myself. I didn't have a lot of friends. I kept my head down. I tried to stay under the wire because I was so terrified of getting bullied again that I just basically went into a shell. And I didn't even go to my graduation because
Wow.
I didn't really know anybody at my high school. I just stayed clear of everybody.
You needed to meet
So
up
the
with a guy
impact-
like this
yeah,
guy right here.
I needed this
You know,
when
as
I
a
was
youth
young.
counselor, I'm sure
Absolutely.
you've heard stories like this, probably not only from kids, but even from adults as well, too. How would you have responded to little Matt at the time when he was in grade 7, 8, and 9?
Well, I think it's...
Or Mark, I'm sorry, Mark.
Matt Mark.
It depends, but it's what supports were there for you, right? You're not going to battle this on your own, and it takes a group of people to come together and talk about it. Because like you said before, bullying doesn't just end in childhood, it becomes harassment. And again, research shows, yeah, those bullies go on and they become the bullies of the workplace. And working with youth like Mark here, it would have been, how can we support him? How can we let him know that he's not less of a person? Because that's what bullying is making someone feel less than. And Mark, you're not less than. And figuring out what can we invest in about Mark? What are you into? How can we make investments in your life that let you know that you're worth it? Because when you show that confidence, when you can walk away from that bullying and say, no, I'm who I am and I'm secure with that.
I'm a somebody.
I am a somebody
Yeah.
and I'm strong. That's when the bullying stops.
The pink shirts are available at all London Drugs locations. You also have something on your wrist as well, too. Maybe explain that real quickly.
Yeah, it's called the SWAG bracelet. It stands for Safe Within a Group. It was started by, I believe, a
Sure,
nine-year-old girl in Surrey, BC, who wanted to do something to show support for people that were being bullied. And so the idea behind it is that if you see somebody being bullied, you can go and stand with that person and show support for that person and not be a bystander. And actually, if I can, I'll just read this. This is the SWAG mantra and pledge. I will not be silent. I will be your voice. I will not walk by. I will stand with you. I will not ignore you. I will include you. I am not a bully. I am a friend. And so the bracelets,
That's brilliant.
yeah, they're sold at select London Drug Stores, Heritage location in Calgary. They're about $3, and the money goes to the Kids Help Phone. So once again, just another way to reach out to kids and to show support for people that are being bullied.
Wearing that shirt proud. Wearing that shirt proud. Mark Phillip, parent and representative involved with corporate giving, is with London Drug.